Hello once again YouTube, Chris and I bringing you some StarMade new in Fleetworks, and today we are taking a look at the Dragoon. So I've been featuring this ship lately on my videos, but I haven't really gotten to this point in those videos. The ship is pretty much colored for the most part. There's still a lot of detail that's missing. I'm also going to let you guys know right now that I'm coming down with a cold, so I'm going to apologize if I start coughing or some stupid shit. Like that. Anyway, my voice is changing and I'm slowly becoming more manly. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. I don't like it. It needs to stop. But, regardless, we're gonna get on with this. So, as you can see, I've done a lot of the exterior coloring. It's a little messy in some spots, but in other spots it's looking really good. Right here we have some nice high beam light things that shine out in front of the drone hangar bay, which is right here. I'm not really sure. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have water. Okay, never mind. Maybe I'll test that later. But I would like to see what that looks like with water. Of course, water is physical, so it doesn't really help if I want that to be functional, but I would like to know what that looks like, especially with the yellow. I think that'd be pretty cool. It might turn out green, though, which might be a problem. So yeah, there's that. So, yeah, real quick, we'll just look at the external bits, and then we'll take a look at the interior stuff and all the layouts for the rooms that I'm doing so far. It's coming along quite nicely, much better than I anticipated, and faster than I anticipated. A lot of the seams and the different types of hull that I'm supposed to be using on the exterior is not in place yet, so ignore that fact. Ignore the fact that it's quite plain. There's not a lot of detail yet. We got some engines here. People are probably going to ask why I use blue lights instead of blue crystal, and the reason is because I think it looks more mechanical and more like an engine that way sometimes. It really depends. I have no problem using crystal, especially when the engine looks good. I personally don't really care for engines that just have like a wall of crystal. I think that's a little plain. I think you need to spruce it up a bit. But when it comes to this, I think it looks alright. The reason is because on the actual engine, there's kind of like these vents where the blue thrust comes out of. And you can see it light up, especially on Caldari Prime Pony Club, which is the website that I use to look at the spaceships. And it looks more like that with the blue lights than it does with crystal, which is just like a blue texture. You know, it kind of gives, you know, a feeling of engine-y blastfulness, I guess, whereas this feels more like it's some sort of ion drive. I feel like that's the kind of feeling this gives off, and I'm not really sure if that's what I need to be going for, but I think it's pretty cool. Tell me what you think. I can always switch it up and, you know, test what it looks like without it, but I believe, actually, oh, I don't even have it. Okay, hold on. I don't have any other ships. This is not my server. I can't access my catalog right now. And as you can see, I'm in a different sector. This is a Raven server. Server? I said that. Never mind. Server. Oh my god. So yeah, this is Raven's server, and he let me build on here because we were streaming together. We were recording stuff and streaming, and it was pretty cool. So we're building there, and you should totally check us out while we stream because it's really fun, actually. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've got done for the exterior. You could see that I'm, you know, laying out patterns and stuff and colors, and this is all the hallway designs that I'm coming up with. I'm just doing them on the roof because it's nice and flat. So real quick, we'll go down here, and I'll show you the cargo bay. This is the cargo bay door. There will be logic for this, and it will have, like, it will extend down into a ramp, which will be nice. Not that it really matters, but it'll be nice. And here is the interior of the cargo bay. This cargo bay is actually quite pathetic. It only has 300 cubic meters of space, which is like 3 meters off of this designated area. It's kind of sad. The cargo bay is not connected to the rest of the ship, so I will continue the tour through the hangar bay, which is here, which I am starting to detail and lay out. I've changed the arrangement of the hangar bay. I've added these corners, and I've tied the shape from the exterior to the shape of the interior. I'm thinking I might want to lower this. I don't know yet, because I've matched it up with the rest of the hull over here, or the walkways. I don't know. I don't like how this connects that way. Not sure. But I changed just the layout. It looks more like a hangar bay. It looks more legit. It's not just a box anymore. I'm not really sure how I feel about the roof, but that's okay. We can change that with detail. If we go up here, we can come into the core room, and this is where the core is. It's pretty much in the middle of the ship, which is really nice. And it's a little detached from the bridge and all the tactical stuff, but I think that's okay. I don't think it's necessary to have the core room directly there. There will also be a way for you to eject this core. Oh no, I totally didn't think about that. Oh shit. Okay, that is something I have to think about now. There will be a dockable pod. You will be able to dock a pod in here, which will be pretty cool. Shit, okay. That's something I gotta think about. I didn't actually think about that, but I want to make it so that you can detach the core from the ship, and you'll be able to just fly directly up and out of the ship. Well, damn. That's something I have to think about now, because I kind of designed this room and, you know, the core placement based on the idea that it was embedded. Shit, why didn't I think of that before? Anyway, real quick, we'll come down here, and I'll show you that there's some rooms over here. You probably can't see anything. So there's a room right here. I really don't know what this is going to be. It's a very small room. There's also one, not above, but below, with a bigger window. I'm thinking this room or the other one, because there's two of them on either side. One of them can be scan data analysis, and then another one can be like sensor suite or something. I don't know. I really don't, actually. It's kind of a mystery as to what those rooms will be. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe it can just be a maintenance area. Who knows? So I've got these modular hallway designs. I'm able to copy and paste them wherever I want. In the future, I'm not so sure it will work so easily. These hallway designs take up a lot of space, and the only reason I'm doing a modular hallway design is because I have space to spare. I mean, look at how much interior room I still have. And I've already got most of the rooms planned out below this deck that is right below us. So I'm not really sure how well it's going to work out on future ships. On future ships, it may be room to room, and I may be designing the interior of the ship room to room instead of with this modular design, because the interiors of even some of the cruisers are smaller than this. There is less room in some cruisers than this, and they have hangar bays too, some of them. So it's getting kind of tight in some areas, and in some areas it's like massive and I got plenty of room. So I figured this should be one of the nicer looking ships. I'm not sure about the history behind the ship. As far as I know, it was designed recently in terms of, you know, Eve's lore. It's a more recent design, so maybe they built it nicer and better looking. I'm trying to keep it symmetrical, and that's mainly to do with the fact that the Amarians are all about, you know, symmetry. Not really symmetry, but, you know, showing off their godly skills. Because they're all religious, and they're kind of fanatical, and I'm sure they want to bring in their aspects of their religion into their builds, as they do with everything. As you can tell by the shape, it's all very curved and pointy, and, you know, it's got that form, which is very specific. So I am keeping it symmetrical. I'm keeping it clean. I'm really liking how these lights are coming about. Raven's taking a look at it, and he thinks it's pretty cool so far. Right here we have a maintenance tunnel that is going to connect to all of the turrets. It has a very different feel, as you can see, black instead of white, which is really good. Gives off the impression of, you know, some sort of maintenance system. I've got an elevated hallway or walkway. It's kind of elevated above the rest of the. It like connects elevatedly to make it feel like you're walking above machinery and stuff, which is kind of cool. You know, I got these textures. I kind of wish this texture right here would apply itself where the engine is here, because I have to change. It doesn't go in that direction, that texture, but that's okay. And each of these sections right here where there's 3 and 3 are going to be like a big thing where you can access like parts for the turrets, because right behind it is a turret dock, which you cannot see. Okay, that's not one of them, but here's one of them. So directly behind this pillar is going to be a turret dock. So like we'll have like a console where you can access the turrets and maybe monitors. These hallways are set up so that I can change details on them and make it look very random and like, you know, more assorted. If we come over here, like behind these ones is windows, so these will actually extend towards the side and you'll be able to see through those windows. I just haven't done that part of the design yet. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. At the very end here, I may do some sort of engineering section. I'm not really sure. There's plenty of room. There is tons of room. I have no fear of running out of room. I mean, hell, the only systems that are going to take up, you know, considerable amount of space are the power systems, the jump drive, the engines, and the scanners. Shielding, I'm not concerned about. You know, even things like module systems, I'm not concerned about. So yeah, we're going to come back down here, and we're going to continue. This right here is the crew quarters. Crew accommodations is where the bunks are going to be. This ship is supposed to carry approximately 70 people. That's about how many people I figure would be on this ship. So I have to make room for 70 people. There's going to be like, I don't know, how many officers should be on a ship this size? I'm thinking between 5 and 10. And then there's going to be, I'd say, around 15 slaves, because the MR are all about slavery. So there's going to be slave quarters below, and I will show you where that will go. So I'm thinking 15 slaves, 5 to 10 officers, and the rest will be crewmen. And I think that's how I'll go about laying out the ship. Of course, nothing goes here. It's just not finished yet. There's a stairwell that goes down. There are no elevators on this ship, keep that in mind. It's all stairwells and hallways. Frankly, the ship is not big enough to warrant elevators, I don't think. There are very specific designs of ships that are this size, and they don't have elevators at all, so I'm going to stray from the whole elevator thing that people like to do until I get into things like cruisers and stuff. If we come down here, we've got rooms like the Mission Ops. We've got Tactical Briefing Suite. We've got Tactical Bridge, which is a room that you will have to walk through to get to the rest of the ship. Down here, we are going to have even more rooms. You can see those windows on the side. This is going to attach to medical, and that's going to be for the mess hall. And then there's going to be a maintenance corridor that leads down here for the underside of this, the drone area, the hangar. Right below us is the cargo bay, and back here is going to be like the slave quarters, a stairwell that leads up somewhere, probably somewhere over here. Actually, now that I think about it, in fact, it may just branch up right here, turn this way, and connect directly to medical and mess halls. I think that's the plan. I think that'll be the plan. But there will also be a hallway branching off over here, and along this length here will be a an engineering section, which is where the modules will go. So one thing I've decided about the modules is that on a ship this size, the modules that I designed for these small ships will not have an impact on a ship this large. It's going to be negligible. And the reason I say that is because... oh. Somebody poked me. Sorry, I just got distracted a bit. Destroyers and frigates share the same module size. They are both considered small ships, and just in case you're wondering, yes, in EVE, this is considered a small ship. And the issue that I have is that, you know, if I take a module that is quite literally, not even bigger than this hallway, and put it on the ship, it's not going to make a big difference. It's not going to do anything spectacular. It really, really isn't. So something that I have to take into account is the fact that, you know, placing a small module will not boost shields based on a percentage, but it will boost shields based on, you know, just a static value, based on the size of the module. That's my phone going off, so I'm apologizing if you have just heard that. So yeah, it's going to be kind of an issue. I'm basically, my solution so far is to just duplicate the number of modules on each ship. So this ship, I believe, has 2 medium slots and 4 low slots. So in the end, I'm going to have 8 low slots and 4 medium slots. The high slots are going to stay the same, and the reason is because those are weapon slots. And as you can see, these are the weapon slots right here. There are 6 of them, which means that there are 12 turrets on this ship. And that will not be changing because I don't want the damage output of a ship to change. But I do need things like, you know, if I add power, it's got to make an impact. It's got to be more than just a little tiny bit. I do still want these ships to be customizable. That does mean on, you know, these ships you're going to be able to get away with, you know, putting hell of a lot more onto it than you should be able to. But hopefully players will realize that doing that will not lead to anything spectacular. You're not going to get a lot out of the super small modules that you place on these ships. So, I have no idea how much shielding this ship has. It's probably not even that much, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of where that shielding can go. Random tangent. The bridge is over here. It's looking pretty cool. I think it looks nice. I cannot wait to finish the interior design. And like I said, future ships will be room to room. This is a very spacious interior, but there are other ships that have less spacious interiors. So do not expect this type of design philosophy to continue with other builds. That being the, you know, whole modular system that I have going on here. Do not expect that to continue, because frankly, it probably won't. I will try and keep the same aesthetic, but it really depends. I don't know. It looks pretty good so far. I like what's going on with it. So, thanks for watching. I suggest you catch me on Twitch because I've been streaming a lot lately and it's been really fun. I also suggest you stay tuned for news on the Armada, which is something that you guys should be interested in because I have now talked to Saber, Delmont, and Rabin, and they are all pretty much on board for it, which is freaking awesome. And it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere more so than I thought it was going before. So please stay tuned. The Armada is coming. You guys should be excited because it's pretty cool stuff. Like, just the things we're planning is pretty cool. And when I've got it all sorted, you guys will finally be able to get involved. It shouldn't take more than like another week or 2. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already to see more of this type of stuff. I am Chris the Nightbringer, and I will see you all next time.